Welcome to Wander Wonders 906. I'm your host, Wanda Hernandez, live from Sault Ste. Marie. Welcome to Wander Wonders 906. I'm your host, Wanda Hernandez, live from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Stay tuned. Welcome to Wander Wonders 906. I'm your host, Wanda Hernandez, live from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Stay tuned.
I'm using a new platform. Before it was, so we've come a ways in our streaming, podcasting, TikTok living adventure. We've started from the bottom, now we're here. It's not the top, but it's going. I'm all over the place. Welcome to Saturday, September 6th, 2025, live from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. This is your live host, Wanda. And yeah, I've been not down and out, but just hibernating. It's getting to be that fall weather. It just got cold, drastically all of a sudden, and I wasn't prepared for it. I'm on tether still, and I'm feeling it inside. I had to turn on my heat last night because it was so cold. So I'm on a new platform. If we want to rewind, we started on Facebook Live, and that was good, but there's a couple things that came up with that. I can't have a live guest join me when I'm live streaming from the computer, and that's where I like to live stream from. And then I found out that Facebook deletes what am I saying? Facebook deletes my lives after so long. And so had to move from that platform to try and find, and then I tried to do YouTube, but that was kind of like, I don't think that I didn't really do YouTube for too long because I still have my YouTube channel and you can see all the previous episodes of what I went through from beginning to end, getting all my equipment. There's some cringy shit on that channel. I've only gone back a couple times to watch some stuff back. Take it all in stride. But that wasn't, what's the word, projecting or shooting out to Facebook. And that's where most of my audience is on Facebook. So then, before I went to jail, I tried to do StreamYard because it was recommended from, shout out to Pete vs. Anxiety. But then I learned that I couldn't afford it. It's I don't know if it's $89 a month or $200 a month or something up there. And I'm working on a very small budget. Especially, and this was before Tether, but before I even went to jail, I had no income. Just living on a wing and a prayer. And so now, fast forward to went to jail, and then when I got out of jail, I kind of slowly started getting back into it. I did Facebook Live for a while, and then I started talking more with Pete vs. Anxiety. He was updating me on how far he's come in his podcasting journey, and he is such an inspiration to me. He works so hard. He's constantly podcasting. He uses Podmatch to find guests to interview, and he's booked out till December. He's always got. I think he takes the weekends off, but he's always got sometimes a triple lineup of people, and it's all mental health related. There's some astrology related, just all sorts of different topics, and it's so interesting. And I really believe in his journey, and where I believe he's going to go places. I believe he's going to open a new networking platform, safe space, um, for future podcasters in mental health. Um, what was I saying? I had a thought there. Oh, so he gave me the opportunity he sponsored me along with Oracle Talk Radio Network, on StreamYard. So I was doing that for maybe a month, but I hit a roadblock of depression where I just wasn't, I didn't, it didn't feel like it was like my podcast anymore because I had to work around other people's podcasts, and I'm not good at like having a set schedule of when I'm going to do my podcast because it's really all on my mood. Um, Yeah, there's not always things to talk about, but it's been a while, so there's a little bit to catch up on. Um, Tether-wise, oh, so also put a pin in that. So now, Pete is no longer with Oracle Talk Radio Network, or StreamYard, so I kind of got booted off of there too, which is fine. It was a really good experience, but I'm following his recommendation and going to I moved to Riverside, and I'm using the free trial to experiment with this platform, which is it's pretty much it's the same, but it's a little bit more, I guess, enhanced. Um, Oh, and my co-host isn't here, Ryan. Ryan's got a concert to go to tonight, and so I just wanted to experiment with this new platform. But we're planning on, things, things. We're not great at planning, but we're planning on doing an episode tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be on. Last episode, and I don't know if it got onto YouTube, but the last episode we did was based off of how our childhood trauma shaped us. Um, and I'm trying to also, in the mix of this, what got me a little bit depressed is I was trying to sign up for Podmatch, which matches you up with guests, and you can also get paid to do your podcast, as long as you have a guest on. But I was having a lot of difficulty, and I still am trying to uh, sign up for a host profile. But I reached out to the Podmatch help team to try and figure it out, because I feel like that's kind of a barrier. I would really like to get paid, to do this. Like it's I don't want to say that. Like I need extra income, and I think that it would really help my self-esteem and my sense of worth. Um because I don't know. Right now I get feedback, and it's very good feedback. It's always supportive. But I'd like to reach a broader audience, and because I'd like to expand my horizons. And now that I have Ryan, um, I think that that will even create a bigger picture, because I have somebody to go back and forth with, and um, he's a really good talker. Like I feel like I'm more asking the introspective questions. I'm not really good at talking about myself because I like ramble on and like obviously go on and just I don't know. I don't know. And plus he's like in a good way. He's older older than me and he has more life experience. So I really love to hear his feedback and his just general experience. So yeah, that was a short story long. So this is the platform I'm using right now for now. It's a 14-day trial, but after this, I think it's $29 a month, which is way cheaper than StreamYard, with basically the same features, only I think there's more features actually. Um, so we'll see how it goes. Um, I was battling like a hibernation depression there for like a month or two. Um, being on tether was it's not easy breezy, but it is. But it's just it got to me for a little bit because I go to group um once a week. I try to go twice a week, but I'm not always allowed like certain places and like when you're on tether, you gotta call when you're call when you're leaving your house, call when you get to the place you're going, call when you leave the place you're going or that you're at, and then call when you get home too. So like if we're doing group things and they go on like a mindfulness walk or they go to they do dollar like they'll go to different dollar stores and um let the group shop there. Just different things that I just it was overwhelming to try and like get Tether to compromise, or I didn't know how that would work, and I was just overwhelmed. So, but I have been going. I didn't go this past Wednesday, but I've been going to the Wednesday groups, which is like DBT, interpersonal communication skills, self-esteem skills. Um, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, so working on the up and up, trying to get back to normal. So take a pin out of Tether. I um, just met with, I think her name's Natasha Hallinan from Mental Health Court yesterday. On She did the intake for me so that they can choose whether to vote me in for mental health court on Wednesday, um, which basically I feel it sounds like, and it's been sounding like they're going to accept me, but I guess I don't know what the right word is. Dub me in, not this Wednesday, but it could be 2 weeks or 4 weeks from Wednesday. So roughly a month left on Tether. Knock, knock, knockety knock knock. Um, which is very much cutting it close in the financial sense because I can really realistically only afford Tether for 2 more weeks. I get cash assistance now, but it's like $300 a month, and that only covers 2 weeks. And still on a wing and a prayer, I've been able to cover Tether financially, whether it be like it's mostly help from family and friends. Like, yeah, I don't want to say names, but um, yeah, just and blessings. Like, for those of you who know, if you know, you know, I like to play on the casino, so also have won amounts to help cover Tether. Um, So I asked my lawyer, I was like, if I can only afford 2 weeks left, and then it might be 4 weeks until I'm dubbed into mental health court, is there a possibility that I'll go back to jail? And he said, yeah. So, but I'm fine with that. I'm adaptable. As long as there's an end in sight, it's not like, um, hey, it's Christy. It's not like, uh, it's gonna be months. I can handle a couple weeks. Um, so just keep me in your higher power prayers and vibes, as I do the same for you guys. And you know, I think mental health court is going to be a very good program for me. It's very structured and, she said, intrusive. Like, they make sure you're taking your meds, they make sure you're going to your appointments. She talked about journaling a couple times a week, and then she would check on it. Um, doing, like, I forget what she called it, like community. It's kind of like community service, but it's more like, I could count group therapy as going into, like, doing, I think she said 10 hours a week or 10 hours a month, like going to parenting time, doing group. Um, there was something else I was saying in there, but oh, and they can also, she like slightly mentioned, like, if we want to look at your phone, we can look at your phone. And it's like, I have nothing to hide, but still, that's like, it's very, so it'll keep me, yeah, more accountability for me. And I need that structure because I go through bouts of stability, and then, like, I'll be doing good, and then I'll like self-sabotage just because I feel like maybe I don't deserve what's around the corner or what's next. Like, I can't picture myself, graduating college. Even though I go to college, um, I can't. It's hard for me to picture myself graduating from college. Um, but even just having that meeting with, I think the guy's name is Gerald, and her name is Natasha, but it's it's a whole committee of people coming together that want to genuinely see you do good and, reach your potential. And just talking with the two of them, like doing the intake, really made me feel like they want to help me with anything and everything they can. And they really got to my heart when they were talking about, um, believing in second chances when it comes to my kids. Like, that hit home for, I don't get to see Violet because of the way her grandma feels about my past and, things that I've done. And that's discouraging. It's not good. It's not good for the healing journey. Because I know, I've been through it. I've been in Violet's place before, where my grandma raised me, and because of my mom's mental health problems, I didn't have that relationship with her. And I know that I know in my heart, and I know for a fact that I'm doing things differently than my mom did. And, my mom did the best she could. Um, even, even though I didn't have that relationship with my mom growing up, and it was still very strained all growing up, and even a lot less now. Like, she helped me pay for Tether. And I still always wanted that relationship with her. And I don't doubt well, I don't doubt mostly that Violet's going to keep that, but she's only going to be young this once. Um, I'm never going to get this time back. And when she's older, we probably won't even, we'll be enjoying that now time. We won't, reminisce on what could have been. Um, Now I'm just rambling. But yeah, they really got to my heart when they're like, we'll advocate for you as long as you're doing the things that you need to do. We believe in second chances. And that made me feel like maybe Grams would listen to people that know what they're talking about and see that um, I'm making changes and yeah, second chances. I always cry when it comes to Violet. Like, ooh, don't want to be sad, but when it comes to my daughter, it hits deep because just the trauma of it all. Um, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and even if Graham's worst case scenario doesn't change her mind, I know that I'll be ready for Violet when she comes back to me. Graham's like I can't control Graham's and the way she feels, but I'll know in my heart and by the committee, that I am doing the best I can. Whew, loud on my chest. Yeah, definitely, Christy. Once you become a parent who struggles with mental illness, it's easier to understand your mom and you can build a relationship with her. And there's been a couple things that stand out to me in building my relationship back with my mom this year. When there was a situation where I thought that somebody else was going to have to take Atlas because of a situation, my mom stepped up and said that she would. Um, it didn't, not that it wouldn't have worked out, but the circumstances ended up being fine where Atlas didn't have to be with somebody else temporarily. So, um, but she was willing to do that for me. And I think that also healed a little part of her because, my sister went through the same thing where she got her son taken away. And, my mom wanted to be that person that, JP could be like adopted into, if that makes sense. But circumstances were different. Mental health, was different those days, and it just wasn't. I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason. Um, and so, in a way, I think that was a little bit healing for her, knowing that she could change that cycle. Like she's capable of, doing that now. Um, we're into some heavy shit here for a fucking Saturday. And yeah, so there's an end in sight. And when I get off tether, I want to go back to school. Um, but I just want to make sure that I don't have to go back to jail so I don't, last semester I missed I got picked up like a week before finals and that was disheartening because I loathe English and I was so close to passing, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. And just I feel good about the future. Um, and hopefully something can come of this podcast. Maybe I can get more confident in my message. Because a lot of the times I just feel like I'm just ranting and almost like when you start talking, like you're just talk like I'm just talking to myself in my house in my little studio, and I can't see feedback or anything, and I get talking and I get rolling, and like with the Violet stuff it just comes out like that's what's on my heart, and I've done that since the beginning, not just with Violet, but with all my situations that I've gone through. You can go to my YouTube channel and see the different phases of Wanda and borderline personality disorder with PTSD and ADHD and, having my son, having my daughter, then going through the changes of not having them. And, my attitude was different. My attitude was sour, um, because I was different then. When you're when you're in it, you don't really see how much better you can be doing. Like weed isn't it's not bad, it's medicinal, but the way I used it as a crutch to like kind of hide the fact that I don't feel like as worthy as everybody else because I don't work. I I've advocated for myself for a very long time trying to get on disability, and I'm in the process of applying for disability, and I feel self-conscious saying that because people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're totally normal," or, "What's wrong with you? Like, you're fine. You can quit being a baby, just suck it up and do it." And it's like, I've tried, and I am making progress. And even if you're on disability, you can still work a little bit. And I would like to have that financial security, like at least a little bit of financial security, and have the option to work. Um, because I think working would be good for me, but I'm not confident in my abilities to like have that long-term stability of employment. I haven't had like stable employment since I was in high school. Um, Sorry, Christy, I was ranting. Um, it's gonna work out if you keep doing the work. Gotta have faith. Should give you hope also. You need that. Stay numb. Sorry, it's like a little bit. I'm talking fast and a lot and uh oh yeah, smoking weed. Just to kind of like forget, that I don't feel worthy like everybody else because I don't have a steady income. Like I know money doesn't make your worth, but it sure does help life. I want to be able to give Violet and Atlas, if they want little treats at the store or birthday presents or, even just maintain in general, like housing supplies, stuff like that. I don't know, maybe this is all part of my path because I literally am so blessed to live by the seat of my pants and God's good grace. Um, the fact that I have this house, um, and I've had this house for like 5 years is such a blessing. And the fact that I, can afford, like, honestly, it's so weird. Like, I never have more than I need, just enough to like get by, like toilet paper, like cleaning supplies, laundry money. Like, I'm very resourceful. But it would be nice to have that um financial security so I can have that little cushion room so that I don't have to be so stressed and I don't have to like, yeah, holy, holy Wanda. Okay. Um oh, so in that I was talking about so I've been let's see, 5 months And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 months and 11 days sober from marijuana. And I'm not against it. I just know that I'm a different I'm more I have social anxiety. I fucking know that. Um I didn't know that before um I stopped smoking weed. Um I didn't know it because I would like smoke and just be by myself. I wouldn't go around people, so like I didn't know that I had social anxiety. But I do, and I also think that that helps me be more relatable. I think that I'm good at networking, and like I said, I'm very resourceful. I'm very relatable, down to earth. I don't judge. I really don't because I'm in situations that I never thought I'd be in. As long as I see a person trying to help themselves, like I don't judge. But if you're playing the victim and making excuse after excuse for the things that happen to you in life and for the way you are, then that's not okay. And I kind of just, I don't know how, like, I try and just stay away from that because that's exhausting. Christy, it did not motivate you. We discussed this before. I know, but it chillaxed me. It gave me something to do. But now I'm, podcasting more, doing something with my time. Hey, Geraldine. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting me and listening to me banter and babble. And how long have I been? I've been talking for 31 minutes. Damn. But yeah. Um, oh, parenting time is going good. I saw son. What's today? Yeah, I saw son yesterday. Um, we went and got a Happy Meal. Um, we came back to the house. Um, parenting schedule is getting rearranged because he started school. He started school this week, and so we don't want to take him out of school, um, because that's really important for him to socialize. And I just want him to be in like a stable routine. But he doesn't have school on Fridays, so Fridays are one of the visiting days, and then we're working out the. You're so inspiring. I'm just me, a little cringy, a little cringy, um, but I just try and speak from my heart, um, because that's all I know. And if somebody can gain something from it or feel a little bit better, then that's a bonus. That's really cool. Um, so yeah, Christy said, which if you could have done it only to relax, like after you did all the things you had to do, then wouldn't be a problem. I am totally pro cannabis, but am not pro avoid your life through a drug, if that makes sense. Yes, you've told me many, many a times, many a times. But I'm young, like I'm younger, like not that you're old, but I'm still young and still learning. Like I've lived my whole life. This is the longest I've ever gone without smoking weed. So I just needed that extra push, that extra anxiety and fear put in me, um, to see that I can do it. It doesn't bother me. I don't go around it. But I do get whiffs from the bar. Um, I live right next to the merch, and I can smell it all the time, and it's like a nice little reminder, like, hey, I'm still around, but you can't smoke me, and that's fine. Um, I just know, like, I know that if I did, I would be so paranoid. It would not even be fun. It wouldn't be. Um, and So I'm excited to see what 2 years of not smoking can bring to the table, what I can bring to the table. Um, so yeah, parenting time is going good. I'm able to talk to my daughter once a week on Mondays. Um, Almost 50 sounds old. I don't know if I could go without cannabis. I am 2 weeks sig free though, and that's been awesome. And I'm proud of you. Um, yeah, yeah, very proud of you. Very proud of my friends for all the strides that they're making. Um, and really appreciate all the support that I've gotten throughout this whole journey. And I appreciate the honesty, the keeping me accountable, um, you know, because you guys do it respectfully. Like I have a problem with I was talking about this with Natasha. She was like, "Do you have a problem with like your peers?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Do you have a problem with authority?" And I was like, "I actually think so a lot." But it's all in the way that I'm being talked to, like, because I wasn't like I had my grandma raise me and she wasn't very like she was strict, but she wasn't stern, if that makes sense. Like there was a lot of rules, but I was very spoiled and so I never really there was a lot of things that she gave me the best childhood that she could and it was good at the time, but there was a lot of structure that was missing there. And so when I get it now in a negative sense, like I take a lot of pride in being independent and, doing the best that I can for myself. And if somebody kind of second guesses that, it makes me very defensive. Um, so we're just talking about a little bit about everything. Lots of trauma, but trying not to trauma dump, trying to just, yeah, take it all in stride. Um, I've kind of missed podcasting. I like podcasting with Ryan. We've only done 2 episodes. The first one is how we came about, being co-hosts. I was just interviewing him because that's what I do. I interview anybody and everybody that, wants to because I strongly believe everybody has a story, everybody has something to offer in one way, shape, or another. Um, and then it kind of stuck. He has a lot to offer, um, and we just vibe very well. Thank you, I appreciate that. Um, so I look forward to co-hosting more episodes with him. He's got a really busy schedule though. He works really hard. He drives like 400 miles a day. Not even kidding you. He wakes up at like 4 in the morning. He's always like, "Good morning," and I was like, "Hey." Um, and then he gets home like late at night, and then yeah, it's just crazy. And then he gets the weekends off, but he likes doing disc golf and um tonight he's going to a concert. So hopefully tomorrow he'll be one day I will be your guest. I don't do good on camera. Honestly, I almost, I'm thinking about going back and like looking at my old YouTube videos. There's some that aren't public. They're just for my eyes only. And I've been thinking today about going back and like seeing the progress because it's like how did I get into podcasting? Like I said, I have really bad social anxiety, and if I'm in a group of people, I do talk, but not really. I'm more of a listener because I'm not sure like when to talk, and a lot of people like to hear themselves talk. Like a lot of people, no, I take that back. take that back, erase. A lot of people need somebody to listen to them, like need a listening ear. And I didn't get that when I was younger, so I try to be that. Um, there's a lot of disassociating in there, but you know, just knowing that somebody cares enough to give the time of day to listen to you um, can make all the difference. So, yeah, now I'm kind of just all over the place. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Um, oh, yeah. So, thinking about going back to my old YouTube videos, and when I think back about how I started podcasting, I remember wanting to journal, but my mind moves faster than my hand, and it was so overwhelming. Like I tried to do it on the computer, but it doesn't seem like as personal. And plus, I would like lose them in like I have so many photos on my hard drives that it would get lost and everything. And plus, I don't know whose hands that's gonna like fall into, so I don't want to do that. Um, and I found that like I don't know how I came across it. Like I started recording myself. Um, I just started recording myself like talking to the camera, and like it was really helpful to hear myself back. Um, Things are totally different from like when you're speaking and then when you hear yourself back. Like things can be so much more clear and not as loud as it is in your head. And I started doing that, and then I kind of started getting like a bundle of videos, and I didn't want them to get lost on my phone. So I started uploading them to YouTube. I highly recommend this too. Um, Upload them to YouTube, like, but put the setting on private so only you can see it. Um, and so I just had a video diary um, going back to a year or two now, and um, there's a lot that's changed since then. One of the biggest things that's changed since then is being prescribed Abilify, being on a antipsychotic. I would have never thought, I always heard of like people being on like Halidol and like antipsychotics, but I never thought that that was in the realm of something that I would have to even consider. But it's made all the difference in my anger, just being frustrated. Um, I remember, and I hope I video recorded it, but I remember when I first started it, and I was like so taken aback by I don't know how to describe it. Like in situations that I would normally keep arguing or like try to prove a point, like I had this like piece about me that where it didn't matter. Um, that's a great suggestion. It would make me more comfortable in front of the camera. I bet practice helps. True that. I think maybe yeah. I think that's just how I started getting into podcasting. I don't know if TikTok came first or podcasting came first. Um, TikTok Live is cool, but it's kind of overrated um, because you're constantly seeing if people are coming into your room or not, and like sometimes you can be going live for a really long time and not a lot of people come into your room or they don't talk or um, like what you've already said goes into the air, goes like because it's not recorded, it's just live. Um, so yeah, um, don't really know when that bridge was crossed when I went from being on private to just telling it to other people. Oh, now I remember. I was on Timu and I saw this little microphone that plugs into your phone, and it was like a cool little interview thing. And like you see TikToks and you see people interviewing other people with the little microphone, and I was thinking to myself like that's really cool. Um I feel like I ask a lot of good introspective questions. Like I'm a very curious person, and it was more supposed to be like that more than just me podcasting myself. It was supposed to be more interviews than anything. And I find it a lot that you're not the only one that's camera shy, Christy. Like a lot of people are very shy of being on camera, and I wish it wasn't that way. Um, but I get it. But it's always a fun experience when somebody comes on the show and we get to know each other. We have fun. It's try I try not to make it too heavy. Um, I've had my upstairs neighbor Jolene. I've had community action. I think his name was Pat. Um, he was one of my favorite interviews. I remember like that was my first interview and I felt like so much adrenaline. I was so nervous because like there was no outline. It was just me as a girl doing something new and asking like community action like, "Hey, I want to start doing this podcast thing and interviewing people in the community. Do you think that I could talk to somebody about, you know, what you guys do here and what you have to offer?" And my heart was just beating so fast, and they were so nice about it. They were so supportive. It was just a really big adrenaline rush. Um, and then another one of my favorite ones was doing it with Joe Sabar and um, Stephanie Gurno. I hope I said your guys' name right. I'm sorry. Um, they were in You for Frankenstein and Killer Cabbage. Um, and so it was really fun to interview not just mental health, but, you know, people like everyday people just trying to live out their dream, trying to just tell their truth and be who they are. And that's inspiring to me. That's so inspiring to me. And now she's doing amazing things. They're both making films. Joe's got a film on Hulu. I think it's Unknown Number or Stalker, something, but he's on Hulu, and that's amazing. That is so amazing. Shout out to Joe and Stephanie for living out your dream, doing your thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. Um, and yeah, and now then I went into just doing it by myself because I couldn't. It's hard to find like guests. But like I said, I want to look into. I'm trying to reach out to the Podmatch team to try and hook up my host profile so that I can get paid to interview other people. I think that will increase my self worth and just give me like something to be proud of. Um, and yeah, so this has all been one big bundle of a journey. Um, I never know where it's gonna take me, and I don't have Netflix, but I've heard good things about Unknown Number. Um, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check real quick. Chose bar. he's done different projects, but I can't remember. He's done Kevin Kills, um, Deep Water. I can't. Oh, I feel like let me. What platform is this movie on? Boop 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 boop. And Stephanie, she's got Stalking Samantha. That is the movie that he's in. 13 Years of Terror. And that was rated one of the top 15. It was actually in the top 3 most popular shows on Hulu. Um, I wish I had my Hulu subscription because I would really like to. I think I think it's based on a true story or it happened locally. Um, yeah. So I've been on about an hour now and just spilling my life story. Um, so hopefully, you can gain a little piece of something uh, from it. I don't know. I feel a little bit better. We laughed, we cried. um, yeah, I think that this should be it for now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope something amazing happens to you today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Um, Tell the people, you love them, that you love them. And I will see you guys next time.